AskReddit by Broad Interview 2812. What song just makes you really uncomfortable? Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique. I've heard him play that live and it was the most uncomfortable I've felt at a concert. Yeah. I heard this once as teenager without knowing anything about it, and the imagery in there scarred me so much that to this day I can remember it despite never even listening a second time. It's so dark and twisted, more of a horrific story told to a beat than a song. I love Down with the Sickness, but the No Mommy section makes me so uncomfortable that I riffed an MP3 version of the song without it so I didn't have to listen to it. As a person who has been through a lot of emotional abuse and manipulation at the hands of my mother, the No Mommy section feels like a child that's been backed into a corner and snaps because they can't take the abuse anymore. I've been in that situation before. Strange Fruit. And it should make you feel uncomfortable. I was wondering if I was going to see this song on the list. It's haunting. Daddy by Korn, although I understand why Jonathan Davis wrote it. Yes. Just reading your comment made my chest tight thinking about that song and the story behind it. One that also messes with my head is Daddy's Hands by Holly Dunn. Often, Mom would put it on after my dad had beat the stupid out of me. The song is seriously unhinged. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand. There was always love in Daddy's hands. My mom took her last breath in the last few seconds of Bohemian Rhapsody, so whenever I hear that song I'm transported back to the absolute worst moment of my life. My brother passed away with Three Little Birds by Bob Marley in the background. I tear up every time it comes on. Singing Don't Worry About a Thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright to comfort him. Imagine by John Lennon. When I was a kid, my dad used to force me to sing that song while he played it on piano, and I never wanted to because I didn't understand the song and thought it was weird. And when I'd try to refuse, he'd scream and berate me and push me around until I gave in and did it, still sobbing half the time. This happened several times. I still hate that fucking song. I'm sad that happened. You probably already know this, but your dad's an asshole. Tiptoe Through the Tulips. I'm pretty sure he died on stage after performing this song too. No? He definitely passed while performing, but I can't remember if it was this song because of its notoriety or not. When my dad drank when I was a kid, he would listen to his record collection. Now when I hear those songs I have panic attacks. And it's a shame because there are some real bangers in there. The biggest one is Shout by the Isley Brothers. It's such a joyous song, and it's impossible not to hear in public settings, and it just reduces me to puddle. My dad's genre of music always matched his level of drunkenness. 50s music. He's tipsy and chill. 60s and 70s. He's nostalgic and might cry. 80s music and he's happy as hell. Country or Tejano mariachi music? Shut your door, turn off the light, and pretend to be asleep because all hell is about to break loose. I still can't stand either. Happy Birthday. Fuck that. I hate when people sing it to me cause it gets really awkward. The whole discography of Pink Floyd. My father was their biggest fan. He spent crazy money at the time to have this massive sound system and all I could ever listen to was Pink Floyd. I woke up in the morning to it, came back home from school hearing it, trying to study through it, falling asleep ignoring it. He chased my mother with a knife and slammed me against walls repeatedly with Pink Floyd on max volume. I get stomach cramps and sweat like crazy when I hear Pink Floyd now, and my favorite thing in the world is silence. That's awful. I'm not a Pink Floyd fan or anything, but what you and your mother went through sounds horrific. I hope both of you are in safer places and are healing. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, covered by many artists. It isn't a Christmas song, and isn't appropriate for a wedding first dance song. The song is about betrayal, and doesn't mean what people think it does. People have Hallelujah as their first dance. Love is not a victory match, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Very wedding why? Corn Daddy, https://yahoo.be/me6krwfn8I?SIVM2yythvwuirbj It's uncomfortable as FCK. The first lines of the actual song part of the song after the introduction are, little child looking so pretty. Yeah, if that doesn't let you know how uncomfortable the ride you're in for is about to be, nothing will. Oh yeah. His breakdown at the end is real. I listened to it as a kid and it was really upsetting to hear a grown man crying about something that happened to him as a child. That made me learn that trauma can last a lifetime. Into the Night by Benny Mardones, which he claims is not about a sexual relationship with a minor, but it begins with she's just 16 years old, leave her alone, they say so, yeah. Have a listen to Young Girl by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Oofed. Anytime Nins Closer plays and I'm in the car with family, I turn it to a different song. I was in middle school when this song came out and my parents were divorcing. My dad was trying to be cool and listen to radio and this song comes on, heavily edited for radio. Out of nowhere he announced the song was about farts and began making fart sounds over the radio. I cannot not think of that now when I hear the song. Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke hasn't aged well in the comfort department. Weird Al's genius parody has all that's good about the song with none of the despicable grossness. There is no reason for the original Blurred Lines to exist anymore. Radiohead I'm a Creep, my son felt like a social reject and he used to sing this all the time. He died 4 years ago now. Whenever it comes on the radio, I just start crying. It is such a soul-wrenching song and it really hurts me that he identified with it so deeply. I miss him, he was so fucking special. Now he has a perfect body and a perfect soul, he floats like a feather. Oh man, I am so deeply sorry. I don't have the words to convey what I feel, but I am a mother and I just want to say I'm sorry you and him. Cat Stevens, father and amp, son, https://www.youtube.com/watch?p6zacv4nikk . I have sons. This song kills me. Mine is Cats in the Cradle. Having my baby Paul Anka. Perhaps it was edgy when it came out, but ugh. You're having my baby. What a lovely way of saying that you're thinking of me. Worst Hallmark card ever. That Cars for Kids song. I'll never forgive you. I had that repressed. That Arms of an Angel abused animal commercial song. Damn you, Sarah McLachlan. Gonna go hug my dogs now. Any R. Kelly song at this point really. Any old songs where old dudes are singing about banging minors. Yeah, there's that song by Ringo Starr, You're 16, You're Beautiful and You're Mine. So fucking gross. Deleted. You are aware that the song is about a girl named Macarena who cheats on her boyfriend with 2 friends while he's being drafted into the army, right? Fuck Eminem. That was playing in the car once when I was a little kid, like, my friend's teenage siblings were driving with us in the back and had a CD with that song on it, and some of the shit I heard just burnt into my mind for the rest of my life. I looked it up again at age 23ish, not because I heard it again anywhere, just that is how hard that song burnt into my brain, was randomly thinking about it 15 years later.